Hi, I'm Debbie and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for March 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, Monday through Thursday. Now, when I am reading for Monday through Thursday, I use my Radley Valentine decks. I use my Archangel Power Tarot cards, my Guardian Angel cards. I will also use my Inspirational Wisdom from Angels and Fairies by Frances Monroe and Judy Mastrangelo. And then also I will pull one from my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, because this is the overview, I am going to be using for a reading, just to say what's going on in the world, my Waite Rider or Rider Waite traditional tarot and my Colette Baron Reed the Good Tarot. I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. Now, of course, I have to tell you what's going on in the skies. And remember, we have a bunch of stuff that's happening on the 7th. We have Saturn entering into Pisces, which will actually, my Aquarius energies, you will actually feel like you have left prison, I think. It'll be like a sense of freedom. Breathe deeply and just enjoy that moment until Pluto comes in to Aquarius later in the month. But you know what? I think that in itself is going to be more, that's going to spur your energies on, and actually everybody else's, because the last time we had Pluto in Capricorn and then Pluto in Aquarius was during social reform days. We had a lot of revolutionary wars at that time. So, interesting transitional energy. We also, so that's going to be 8:40, I think, in the morning Eastern time, okay? Then we have, on the 7th, we have a full moon, and that will be in Virgo. Virgo is our earth energy. It is our, our money, job, career. Virgo is also extremely spiritual energy. The only thing is with Virgo likes to see it in order to believe it, though many times they do believe it and then they wind up seeing it. So the full moon will be 7:40 a.m. Eastern time, and Saturn, where are you, Saturn? That will be actually 8:35 Eastern time, so not quite 55 minutes after that. So it will be really interesting what's going on. Saturn will be in Pisces for about 2.5 years. Now, what else do we have going on with that? We have the full moon will be opposing Saturn in Pisces. So that's interesting. Actually, it'll be opposing Saturn and Neptune both in Pisces. Saturn doesn't like to be in Pisces because Saturn is like the, if you've ever watched those movies where the strict teacher comes into the unruly classroom, and then at the end of the whole movie, everybody's all happy and children have learned, teacher has learned, type of thing too. Not sure that that's going to be the outcome with Saturn and Pisces, but I do know that it's going to be a strict teacher. And Pisces is going to go its own way. A lot of people underestimate the Pisces energy. So we have that, and then Neptune is all about those hidden dreams also. So we have this Virgo energy opposing both of these other energies that are in Pisces. So that in itself is going to be a fun time. We have Virgo trining with Uranus in Taurus. Remember, Taurus is also that earth energy. Trining is kind of like buddying up. Uranus is that, expect the unexpected. Interesting little factoid is that right around that time when I told you between that, I think it was around 1784 or something like that. Don't quote me on the date. That's when an astronomer did discover Uranus that was out there. So it will be trining with Uranus, but it'll also be trining with Pluto in Capricorn. So those are buddying up. So I told you that Pluto is the destroyer, but then it's all about rebirth. And Pluto will not leave Capricorn because it will go to Aquarius for a little bit of time. Then it'll come back to Capricorn, and then it'll transition back and forth until it actually settles into Aquarius. But it will not leave Capricorn until it's made something better for Capricorn. And Pluto likes to be in Capricorn, so it should be a good stuff. It should be something good happening. So they're trying, they're buddying up. They're having, they're going to be working all together to try to make something maybe a little bit better. Then we also have Virgo squaring with Mars in Gemini. And when I looked at that, when I looked at the squaring in Mars, the first thing I got was the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I'm not sure if that's about Mars, that Mars is going to be the friend, because squaring is kind of, so opposing is, we're both on opposite sides. We're bringing our agenda to the table, and whoever, it's kind of like whoever's going to win. Squaring is the pressure is on. The pressure is on each of these. So not quite sure why I got that vibration, but it was like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I'm kind of thinking that that could be Mars. Now remember, Mars towards the end of the month will transition out of Gemini into Cancer. That's why in my last Gemini post, I was like, if you've got some things that you really need to clean up, use that Mars energy to push forward into whatever that new reality is that you want to create. Okay, so let's go, because it won't be back for quite a while. I think it takes a while before it comes back. Okay, let's see what we've got going on. Now remember, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Very, very strong times that we're in. The full moon is about releasing, relinquishing, and requesting. People have asked me, well, what does that mean? Releasing is when and again, too, I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to God, Source, Holy Spirit, and just say whatever needs to come out. Your words, let them come out and be delivered. So whenever I'm talking about releasing, that's when I go, and again, you do not have to follow me. I'm not talking religion. I'm not talking that you have the same belief system as I. I just tell you what I believe so you can translate it to your own, your own beliefs, I guess we want to say. So whenever I'm saying release, that's when I am saying to God, Source. I don't really like to say universe just because I'm never sure. I like to direct it to somebody or something itself, because I don't, I don't know who's going to pick this up, who's going to pick up this prayer. But I will say, hey, if there's something that's something that's not good for me, release it from me, take it. Relinquishing is when I voluntarily say, I want to give this up. So if I find, that I'm having one of those moments where I'm just like, maybe gluttony type of thing, or just, anger towards somebody, that's when I relinquish that. I voluntarily give that up. And then requesting is the time that you just ask, because asking is, if you don't ask, you don't receive. Now, I will say that, if you don't ask, the answer is always a no. If you do ask or you do try, the answer could still be a no, but it could also be that yes. Okay? So that's when I do that release, relinquishing, and request, and I like to do it. So the full moon will be that morning of the 7th. So I would start really anytime now up to that 9th to do these things. Okay, let's see what we have. Higher power, Holy Spirit. Oh, anxiety. Oh, okay, we got some sword energy coming out here. Anxiety, we also have sneaky snake energy going on. Both of these are our thought processes. Both of these are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I've talked to you about, and again, this could be that, that Mars, that squaring with the, Virgo squaring, thought processes, thinking things through, making some plans. It could also be about hearing news. Now, when something is reversed, my cards are very, connected. I know that it usually, when everything is reversed, oh, we got something under here too. It usually means that it's of an important and it's a strong message. So here we have everything that is reversed. So I saw that Queen of Wands underneath that. So let's just go flip these around so we can see. Justice is coming. Okay, interesting stuff here. And while this may, start out a little bit rocky, a little bit, tumultuous type of thing, Justice does come, and the Queen of Wands is all about spreading your wings and doing what you know to be right and following your heart. So there's a good outcome with this week, but the energies seem like they're very tight, they're very strong. They're messing with your mind or all of our minds. It's just there's a sense of delusion. There's a sense of, and again too, remember Saturn leaving Aquarius, it has to make its final push between that, that sense of what is truth and what is not truth. So there's a little bit of messing with your mind, or messing with the universe, God, source, however you want to say it. The planets are messing with our minds, messing with our energies a little bit more so than normal, which is like, oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? Okay, so we have a 9. Numbers have meanings. 9s are about, let's wrap it up, let's complete this mission, let's complete this course, we are done. And this is actually not a bad thing as Saturn goes into Pisces, though again too, Saturn is the rule keeper, but Saturn's also the lord of karma. Pisces wants to go its own way, the major dreamer, so we will see how that all works out together. But again, 9, this person is being tormented by his thoughts, his dreams. He's wondering what's going to go happening. The thing about it is, does he have any control over any of it? No. He has no control. So the best thing for him to do would just be to lay down, go to sleep, and say goodnight. However, many of us are also exhibiting a lot of ascension energies, ascension symptoms. Part of that is nausea, part of that is headaches, part of that is sleepless nights, especially around that 2 to 3 o'clock time. So there's a lot of people that are having some major changes, going from that 3D, 4D, 5D dimensional energies, DNA changes. If you've been following any of that, there's major changes going on. The energies, the solar storms have been very, very strong. Also, it's just been a very strong time. So best thing to do is just try to get some sleep and not worry about it. However, it's not always easy to do. It's just, again, messing with our minds, messing with our energies, messing, and it just does not feel good. Okay, so then we come to the 5 of Swords. Now, this is the guy I always call Sneaky Snake. I'm always watching out for this guy. This is a 5. 5 has our change energy, positive change, negative change. He's always had, he's smiling as he's carrying these swords, and there's 2 that are on the ground, so these 2 belong maybe with these guys, I'm not sure. It's just that he never gives me a good vibe. Like I said, Sneaky Snake, he's out for himself. He's not necessarily part of the team. Things aren't the way you think that they're going to be. These 2 are, have their back to him. They must trust him in some ways. But again, I'm not necessarily, this guy never really sits right for me. And even if I have in the other cards something that's just beautiful about the 5 of Swords, 5 of air energy, I'm always reminded about Sneaky Snake. So, there is change. There's changes to thoughts. There's changes to ideas. Just watch out for the Sneaky Snake. Watch out for the one that, I don't know, may look to be your friend, may say to you all the right things, but he's out for himself. Okay, so now we come to the major arcana. So we have a 9, 5, we have an 11. 11 is a 1-1, new beginning, new beginning. We have a 10 plus 1. 10 is a transitional energy, so, things moving on. 10 is that 1 again, new beginning. 0 is God's source energy, and then 1 again. So then you can add the 1 and 1. It becomes a 2. It becomes choices, decisions. And justice, there's always that thing about justice is blind. However, with this one, he's not. He sees very clearly. He does have a sword energy. Again, there is that sword energy, that Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. He is looking at things very objectively. He is weighing and balancing here. He's just looking at things. Now, some of this is karmic justice. This could, be very, and again, I know that there are associations with the major arcana, with, with astrological and with planets, but I can tell you what I am feeling. This has a lot. This has the rules and regulations with the Lord of Karma. So the Lord of Karma, that's Saturn energy. I'm not saying that this is or isn't Saturn. I'm just saying that there is that Lord of Karma. If you followed me, you know that justice can be, it can be very much legal justice in the real world. I don't give legal advice. It can also be karmic justice, things coming to right themselves. Okay, so we have anxiety, we have stressors, we have ascension symptoms, we have watch out, sneaky snake energy. We have this card saying, regardless of whatever's going on, justice will prevail. Whatever is meant to be will be meant to be. Now, the thing about justice is, you know, um, we, I like, when I'm praying, like, oh, let, justice or revelation or let things be revealed. I'm also asking for myself. I'm asking for mercy. And, because sometimes, justice can be rather rough and rather swift. So we'll see how that all works out for this week. But then we come to my lovely, lovely Queen of Wands. Now, Wands is our fire energy. Now, court cards do have dual energies. So at the pages, there's a base energy. This is how I believe the base energy of a page is our earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, which is all about, that full moon, money, money, job, career. So then you would have something on top of it. The night energy, the base is the wand energy, the fire energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, passionate, burning, determined. The queen energy is underneath is the cup energy, emotional, spiritual, flowing energy. This is our Cancer, Scorpio, but it's also our Pisces. And then then the king energy, the base is that air energy, going back to what we talked about it here. So the Queen of Wands, her underlying energy is cups, emotional, loving, caring energy. So she does care for who and whatever she is working with. But then we have the overlying energy of our Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, the wand, the fire, the sun, the going after what you want, the archer, Aries, the ram. We're about to go into Aries, soon after, what is it, the 20th, 19th, 21st? Anyway, we're going to be going into Aries. We're going to be starting a new spring, or depending on if you are in the southern hemisphere, then you're starting fall. We're changing a season. We're coming to the equinox. So so we have all this energy going on. Let's just go anxiety, sleepless nights. What's going to happen? Watching out, feeling a little bit paranoid. Justice is coming, but we also want to have mercy. But then the outcome of it all is the Queen of Wands, who basically says, embrace your life, love your life, don't give up on your life. There is more to come. Follow your heart. Do what makes you happy. However, with that being said, it's not all about you. In many ways, it's not all about you. While you're doing what makes you happy, it is also about caring for others. Okay. So remember, I'm always telling you, if you're living in the past, you suffer from depression, or you can suffer from depression. If you're living in the future, you can suffer from anxiety because you're worried about whatever it is. So try to stay in the present, and that will help you to stay grounded. So the Queen of Wands is very much present in this present, but she is also very caring, and part of her power or her authority is caring for others. And because she can care for others, she can also care for herself. Remember what I also tell you about, it kind of goes down to that, when you're in an airplane, if you've been traveling, you're in an airplane and they're telling you all the safety requirements that they have to tell you. And they say, in an event of an emergency and the oxygen masks come down, put them on yourself and then you can help others. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you are not able to take care of others. So I do get this Queen of Wands energy as, yes, take care of yourself, but not in a selfish way. This is to help you take care of others. Okay, so something really tumultuous type of, this is big. This is big energy. You know, usually around that 7th. Yeah, I've been talking about the changes March is going to bring. So let's see. And remember, comment. Tell me what you're seeing with this. Okay, here we go. Card is flying out. Let's see what we have here from Colette Baron Reed. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. So again, this is the Major Arcana. This is a 12. Again, we have that 1 and that 10, 1, 0. We have that 2 energy that we've talked about. But that, and which is decisions, choices. But 1 plus 2 is a 3. I am doing this on the 3rd. I posted something about the 3-3 portal. So we have that 3 energy, celebration, creation, also the power of 3. The Hanged Man is like, it says to you, it'll all, you know, chill out. Things will be fine. You just have to look at things a little differently. And again, that goes back to as we leave, you know, as Saturn leaves that Aquarius and goes into Pisces, you know, there's one more moment where it's trying to say, look at the reality, not at the illusion. Okay? So there has to be a change in perspective. There has to be a change in what you're seeing in order to move beyond this, or in order to work with this type of energy. Okay, so it's always interesting. Numbers have meanings. The pictures have meanings. You let me know what you're thinking. Now remember, I have told you I'm now on Rumble, so if you're watching me on YouTube or Rumble, please, wherever you're able to, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell. Rumble me. I really appreciate it, and let's, you know, if you, that does help to support the channel to get it seen by more and more people. And I will tell you that February we were seen by more people than we normally do, but YouTube plays a little bit. So so while we had one, we had the other. So let people know. Okay. Please, we are in a very interesting time, but remember, whatever's going on in the world, we do have to live our lives. So just keep your vibrations up, keep your vibrations high. A lot of stuff is trying to push it down, but we can push back. Okay? Okay. As always, though, and I will do the other one separately. As always, though, always know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.